I jumped into that river without thinking, pulled a drowning woman to shore. She was a complete stranger until she grabbed my hand and whispered, "Thank you, brother." Brother? I don't have a sister. My parents told me I was an only child. But when I saw the crescent-shaped birthmark on her wrist, the same one my mother had, the same one I have, I realized everything I'd been told was a lie. She wasn't just a stranger I saved. She was the secret my family buried. And now, someone wanted her dead. The November rain hammered down like bullets against the asphalt as Marcus Williams hurried across the Riverside Bridge, his leather jacket doing little to shield him from the bitter cold. He was already 20 minutes late for his shift at the hospital, and the last thing he needed was a scream pierced through the storm. Marcus froze, his heart slamming against his ribcage. Through the sheets of rain, he saw her, a woman in white, perched on the bridge railing like a ghost, her dark hair whipping wildly in the wind. "Hey!" Marcus shouted, breaking into a sprint. "Wait! Don't!" She turned. For a split second, their eyes met through the downpour. Hers were filled with something Marcus had seen too many times in his years as an ER nurse, pure, undiluted terror. Then she jumped. Marcus didn't think. His body moved on instinct, vaulting over the railing and plunging into the churning black water below. The river swallowed him whole, freezing water stabbing into his lungs like shards of glass. Darkness consumed everything. Asterisk, find her. Find her. Find her. Asterisk, his fingers brushed against fabric. He grabbed hold and kicked upward with everything he had, his muscles screaming in protest. They broke the surface together, both gasping, choking on river water and rain. "I got you." Marcus coughed, hooking his arm around her chest. "I got you. Don't fight me." She didn't fight. She went limp in his arms, dead weight as he struggled toward the muddy bank. Every stroke felt like moving through concrete. His vision blurred. His arms threatened to give out. But Marcus Williams had never quit anything in his life, and he wasn't about to let this woman die. They collapsed onto the shore in a tangle of soaked clothes and exhausted limbs. Marcus rolled onto his back, chest heaving, staring up at the angry sky. Beside him, the woman coughed violently, expelling water from her lungs. "You're okay?" Marcus managed between breaths. "You're going to be okay." She turned her head toward him, rain streaming down her face. Or maybe they were tears. Her lips moved, forming words so quiet he barely heard them over the storm. "Thank you, brother." Marcus's blood turned to ice. "What did you say?" Her hand found his, fingers intertwining with desperate strength. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you had to find out this way." "Find out what?" Marcus pushed himself up on his elbow, his mind racing. "Lady, I don't know you. You need medical attention. I'm calling." That's when he saw it. On her wrist, barely visible beneath the grime and water, was a birthmark. Crescent-shaped, about the size of a dime, curved like a smile. The exact same birthmark his mother had worn. The exact same birthmark that stared back at him every morning when he looked in the mirror. "No." Marcus shook his head, backing away. "No, that's not. That's impossible." "My name is Elena," she whispered, sitting up slowly. "Elena Williams. And everything you've been told about your family is a lie." The world tilted. Marcus felt like he was drowning again. Only this time there was no surface to break through. "I don't have a sister. My mom died when I was 8. Dad raised me alone. There was never, your mother didn't die, Marcus." Elena's voice cracked. "She was taken, and I was the reason why." A car engine roared in the distance. Elena's entire body went rigid, her eyes going wide with the same terror Marcus had seen on the bridge. "They found me," she breathed. "Oh God, they found me." "Who? Who found you?" Marcus grabbed her shoulders. "Elena, what the hell is going on?" Headlights cut through the rain, 3 black SUVs screeching to a halt on the road above them. Doors flew open. Men in dark suits emerged, moving with military precision. Elena clutched Marcus's jacket, her voice urgent and desperate. 28 years ago, our mother witnessed something she shouldn't have, something that powerful people wanted buried. They took her to keep her quiet. They took me to control her. Dad was told we died in a car accident. They made him believe it. Made everyone believe it. "That's insane," Marcus said, but his voice wavered. Pieces were clicking together in his mind. His father's nightmares, the way he'd never kept photos of Mom, how he'd always tensed whenever Marcus asked about her. The birthmark. Elena continued frantically, as footsteps pounded down toward them. It's genetic. Rare. That's how I knew who you were when I saw your picture in the hospital newsletter 3 months ago. I've been trying to reach you, trying to find a way to tell you, but they've been watching. Always watching. Mr. Williams. A voice called from above, smooth and cold. Step away from the woman. This doesn't concern you. Marcus looked up. A man in an expensive suit stood at the top of the embankment, flanked by armed guards. His smile was polite, but his eyes were dead. Actually, Marcus heard himself say, standing slowly and pulling Elena up with him. It concerns me very much. That's my sister you're after. The words felt foreign on his tongue, yet somehow completely right. The man's smile faded. You don't understand the situation. Then explain it. Marcus's voice was steady now, drawing on every ounce of courage he'd ever possessed. Explain why you've been holding my mother captive for 28 years. Explain why my sister just tried to kill herself to escape you. Explain why my father lived with that pain until the day he died. Elena gripped his hand tighter. The crescent moon birthmarks on their wrists pressed together, proof written in their very skin. You have 10 seconds to walk away, the man said, his hand moving toward his jacket. This is your only warning. Marcus looked at Elena. This stranger who was somehow his blood, his family, the missing piece of a puzzle he hadn't known was incomplete. He thought about his father, who'd drunk himself to death 5 years ago, never knowing the truth. He thought about his mother, if she was even still alive somewhere. He thought about the kind of man he wanted to be. No, Marcus said simply. I'm not walking away. The man sighed, as if genuinely disappointed. He nodded to his guards. Everything happened at once. Elena shoved Marcus hard to the left as gunshots cracked through the rain. They scrambled behind a concrete pillar, trapped between the river and armed men. There's a drainage tunnel, Elena gasped, pointing downstream. 50 yards. If we can reach it, we're not outrunning bullets, Marcus said, his mind working frantically through their options. Elena looked at him, and for the first time since he'd pulled her from the water, she smiled. It was their mother's smile. Marcus recognized it from the one faded photograph Dad had kept hidden in his wallet. Then we swim, brother. Just like you taught me how. I never taught you anything, Marcus said, confused. Not yet. Elena's smile widened. But you will. When this is over, when we find Mom, when we finally get to be a family, you'll teach me everything. More footsteps. Shouting. The net closing in. Marcus took a breath, squeezed his sister's hand, and together they dove back into the dark water, back into the river that had brought them together, into an uncertain future, but facing it as family. Behind them, the man in the suit watched them disappear beneath the current, his expression unreadable. Sir, one of his guards asked, should we pursue? The man was quiet for a long moment, then shook his head slowly. No, let them run. After 28 years, perhaps it's time the truth finally came out. He turned back toward the vehicles, adding quietly, besides, their mother has been waiting long enough to see her son again. The SUVs disappeared into the night, leaving only rain and the endless river and the promise of answers that had been buried far too long.